But one trip hack that I have told a lot of people is that the cherry blossom trees are not just on the Tidal Basin. They are all over the city. And one old locals joke is that if you ask a local what their favorite place to see the cherry blossoms is, they'll probably say whichever tree is closest to my house.
Yeah.
Because they're all beautiful and the ones closest to you are probably a little less crowded. So what are your favorite personal places to go and see the cherry blossoms and photograph them?
So every spring I kind of avoid the Tidal Basin because it is a mess. Sometimes I'll go out there just because, as a DC resident, it's kind of the thing to do. You have to go to the Tidal Basin at least once.
Yeah, and that's not to say not to go. If you're listening, don't skip it because you hear us saying that it's too crowded. Definitely go. It's an experience you should definitely have.
Right, but there are places to photograph the cherry blossoms if you want to avoid the crowds. And my favorite place is actually a neighborhood called Kenwood, which is about 5 minutes outside of DC, driving distance. And Kenwood actually has the same number of cherry blossoms as the Tidal Basin, but they're all scattered around this little neighborhood in Chevy Chase, Maryland, again, right on the DC border. And the trees were actually planted in Kenwood before they were planted on the Tidal Basin. And it was sort of an experiment. And they saw that they were successfully able to grow the trees in Kenwood. And after witnessing that, they planted them on the Tidal Basin. So Kenwood came first, the Tidal Basin came second, same number of trees, different locations. Kenwood is starting to become a little bit more known now, so you do get crowds, but definitely not as many as the Tidal Basin. And the second place that I would recommend is going to Dumbarton Oaks, which is kind of like a mansion and gardens that are in the Georgetown neighborhood of DC. And there's an entrance fee. I believe it's $10. But it's, these gardens are gorgeous. There's not a lot of people there. And you get also the cherry blossom trees, but also lots of other flowering trees and plants.
Yeah, and a lot of stuff in Washington, D.C. is completely free. Mm-hmm. So sometimes you see something like, $10, why would I pay that? I can go over here and get it for free. But this is an example of something that's probably worth a splurge. And quite honestly, the small price is not even that much of a splurge. It's pretty small and definitely worth for the lower crowds and the unique experience over there. Hey, thanks for listening to this podcast highlight. This is just a small piece of the entire episode. So if you want to hear the whole thing, you can search for Trip Hacks DC in your favorite podcast app, or head on over to triphacksdc.com/podcast. If you like getting these clips, make sure to subscribe to this channel by clicking or tapping on the Trip Hacks DC logo, which is popping up right now at the bottom of the screen. If you want to watch another clip, go ahead and click or tap up here. Or for Washington, D.C. tips and hacks videos from the main channel, go ahead and click or tap right down here. Enjoy your trip!